Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 55 and also issue 56 of Build the Terminator.
The Terminator, week by week, built the T-800, the killing machine that defined a generation. Easy to build with high-quality metal components. You can control sound, lights, articulated limbs, and LED eyes, and explore the Terminator universe. Build the Terminator, issue 1, just $1.99.
So welcome back guys and girls, and thanks for tuning in for some new episodes of Build the Terminator. Now really excited today because I finally have the right thigh. So I'm just going to unbox it quickly. There you go, that's the upper right thigh. Looks pretty cool. This is plastic. It's not metal, but I believe they'll be adding some metal pieces as we go along, because obviously for something of that weight, as we know how heavy it is already, it needs to substantially support it. So, but it's still pretty big. It's cool. Really happy. Finally, at now 55, we are finally starting the leg. So in today's issues, there's not too much to do, but nonetheless, we're still developing nicely. So this is what we'll be doing. We're going to be attaching two of the parts from the last issues, so 53 and 54. These two parts here, they're going to be connected to the right thigh. All you need for this one is super glue. I'm not going to show you like I normally do with the parts because it's very minimal parts. So that's issue 55, nice and simple. And then for issue 56, we're going to be assembling the right hip joint. So we're going to connect the thigh to the pelvis. Obviously it's going to be connected to the actual Terminator himself. So there's those parts there, which I will run through once we get to it. Anyway, I hope everyone's surviving the coronavirus so far and you know, staying at home. It's been 5-6 weeks now, so obviously I'm sure people are starting to get a bit tetchy and, you know, itchy feet and wanting to get out because of cabin fever. But sit back and relax. I've got some cool episodes coming up, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. So let's get started. Okay, so kicking off with steps 1 to 3. So as I mentioned, we're going to take the leg joint parts from the previous issues, so 53 and 54. That's these two parts here. And what you're going to do, you're just going to put this one on top of the other. So it needs to be facing down like that. And then literally, this will just slide over and on top, like so. Nice and simple. So that's steps 1 and 3. Very quick, like I said. Then we're going to take the right leg joint and we're going to have it facing this way up, because these holes here, we're going to be putting these little M2 nuts in. So I didn't show you, but they do supply these tiny little, if you can see that, M2 nuts. There's 5 of them, so there's 1 spare. And what you're going to do, you're actually going to put them in those holes there with a little bit of super glue in there. So obviously, very carefully and one at a time, do that. So I'm just going to line some glue into the first one and then pop the nut in there. Okay, that's nice and flat. So that's the first one, and I'll move on to the others. Okay, and that is the last nut in there. So all 4 nuts been done. Sorry. So that was steps 4 and 5, and that's how it should look. So you can see those nuts are in there now. Okay, so moving to the final steps. So these final steps 6 and 7, you're going to take the assembled joint and literally just place it over the top of the right thigh, like so. So as simple as that. There's no information at the moment about the how it's going to lock on. I believe there'll be screws, but that's it. That's how it should look, and that's issue 55 complete. Okay, so just quickly run through some of the parts for issue 56. So starting from the top, you have 56.3. This is an outer casing for the hip joint, and then you've also got a domed cap for the hip joint. These are both plastic. Then moving down, we have 56.5, which is outer cap for the hip joint, and that is metal. Next to that is the domed cap for the hip joint, and that is plastic. Then this item here is 56.1. This is actually the hip joint, and again that's metal, so what I'd expect, because it needs to hold some substantial weight. And then on the screws, you've got a couple of screws here. So we've got 56.6. These are the longer ones. They are the 5 times PM 2 times 18mm screws. Got 4 of those, and also we've got 2 of the PM 3 times 8mm screws. Again, got 2. All you need is your crosshead screwdriver, and that's it. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, we've got Mr. T800 with us. So it's a bit less space on the camera, but he is needed at this crucial point. So you're going to be taking the leg joint again, and in this part here, so just show you, that's where we're actually going to fit in the plastic casing. So component 56.2. So what you want to do, there are some screw points in there. You just got to put the black gaps over that. So you're just going to push it through and make sure they're not covering up those screw holes. Bit tricky, I should probably use tweezers, but I'm not a fan of tweezers. Okay, so that's in there, right at the bottom, if you can see. Then once you've done that, you're going to flip it round and you're going to put the hip joint in there. So that's going to fall through like so. So that's now within there, and obviously I can already see that there's the movement that's required of that. So once you've done that and you're happy with its position, you move on to step 4, where we're going to align it with the hip. So you will see here that is the hip joint socket, and there are 2 notches on that hip socket that have to be fitted over the raised bars inside the hip socket, sorry. So make sure that you ensure the notches are properly engaged when you thread that through. Okay, once you're happy with that, you're then going to take one of your screws, that's the PM 3 times 8mm screw, and you're going to push that through and secure it in with the screw. Okay, so once you're happy with that and you've screwed it nice and tight, just so you know, so you're not alarmed, at this stage it is a bit wobbly, but that's normal because we haven't fully secured it shut yet with the other components here. But first we're going to take the plastic cap and you're going to pop it over that space there. Again, making sure that you don't go over the screw hole points within there like we did before. Okay, we've done that, and then we're going to move on to step 7 now. So you're going to take the metal domed hip joint. So that's 56.4, and you're then going to put that again over, just like you did with the plastic parts. Again, making sure that the screw holes are not covered. So that's in there, like so. And then lastly, you're going to take the final component, so it's the outer cap, and that is going to be put into the socket joint and then secured with the screws. So you want 4 of the PM 2 times 18mm screws, and obviously once we've done that, we'll screw it home and it should be nice and secured. So I'm just going to line that over, making sure I get it in line with the screw holes, and then I'm going to screw them home. Nice and simple. That's the first one. Okay, I've just finished securing the last one, and that is issue 56 complete. And there you can see we have the right thigh attached to the Terminator. So he's getting pretty tall now, you can't even see him in the camera. So yeah, just so you know, it is more secure. There's a lot more rigidity to it. It's not so loose, but it's going to be apparently become even tighter in the next issue. So that's the issue complete. So that's issue 55 and 56 complete. I hope you like it. I'm just going to show you the finished product, because now I can get a bit more of him in the screen. So there you go, standing up there. Obviously being cautious because it's very heavy and the leg's not fully complete. But yeah, it's looking really cool. So we have finally got a leg now, the upper right thigh. And in the next issues, which will be 57 and 58, we're just going to be adding some more details to that area. So in 57, we're going to be finishing off the hip joint and assembling a leg part. It's just a couple components there. And then on issue 58, we're going to be fitting more parts to the right thigh. Just really decoration, so not a great deal to do, not many parts you can see, so there'll be nice quick issues. And then because it's been 3 weeks since I did the last video, I reckon I'm going to get my order the next 4 issues in a week or so maybe, and if I do, I'll do my best to get them out a bit faster than these ones. Obviously, even though I am on lockdown, I am still quite busy. I'm doing other things, so but I still want to get this done because there's more time. So anyway, hope you liked today's issues and episodes. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, like, comment and subscribe. Just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's helped me get over to my 100 subscribers milestone. I'm now on 107 or something, I think, like that. So getting that bit closer to my 1,000 subs. If you haven't obviously already signed up to YouTube, why don't you give it a go and just subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. There's always something I believe that I have for everyone. Obviously maybe not Terminator, but could be my workout videos or could be my sports commentary. So anyway, take care guys, and I'll see you soon.